Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, and you are here in time to rage! Rage! No, we're not going to rage. We're going to take it nice and calm. It's the dragons that are going to rage. We are here for the second coming, the second chance at the Dragon Rage. If you missed it the first time, it's back and better than ever, and we have with us tonight the creators, writer Dave Philpott, and artist Jimmy Reyes. Jimmy, Dave, how you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Watch this. I can juggle screens. Look at that. I'm all around.
Oh, I didn't mind being at the bottom. I was going to try to grab our character Nuri. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I can share. She's. This is
yeah.
Lorenzo Sleestack, BAP2 in the chat. Welcome, both of you guys. Glad you're here. Good to see you guys. So, how you guys been? It's been like, what, 6 months, 7 months since you've been on the show?
It's probably been about that. Yeah, close to that.
Yeah.
Nothing. We've just been sitting around. Just exactly the way you see us right now. It's what we've been doing for 6 months.
Yeah.
I hear you. So this is the new campaign, Dragon Rage Second Chance.
Mm-hmm.
You asked for it. We listened, bringing back the ultra popular title from Page One Comics.
Yeah.
I was going to say they've already got it. Everyone who learned, but you set a $500 goal, and you're at 2,840. People wanted this thing again.
Yeah.
It was we had an official launch date of May 3rd. Dave Philpott said, "I'm sleepy. I'm going to click go live a couple of hours early." So we went live May 2nd at about. I think 11 p.m. Eastern. By the time we hit May 3rd, we were already funded.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You couldn't wait one more day and just say, hey, we're going to have a special Star Wars related launch. Because it's not really
we didn't want to get in the middle of that. We don't want to interfere with May the 4th. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, Cinco de Mayo Eve.
Yeah, although I did do a Star Wars show. We got on a Star Wars show to promote Dragon Rage, and it was fun, because Star Wars is a space fantasy,
Yeah.
So it's not too far off from Star Wars, but
we have fire breathing banthas. You just got to change the lingo.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
So before I get too deep into this, I've got to ask: is this sort of a drum up the excitement precursor to the second volume of Dragon Rage coming anytime soon here?
I mean, I think so. I feel like it is in some ways. We've got we're going to have a 3-page sneak preview of the second issue, and really to kind of biding our time in between getting the first issue out and the second issue, and that coupled with people just asking every time we're on a stream. It's like every other day, we're getting emails. Hey, where can I get a hold of this? Where can I get it?
Yeah.
And one of the things that Jimmy and I said from the very beginning was we're going to run a 30-day campaign. We're going to have an exclusive, the David Finch cover that we have. And after that, it's not available anymore. And we're sticking to our guns, As we've said before, we're not going to try to go for a cash grab or anything like that. We're going to do what we said we were going to do. And in doing so, we had people going, look, we still want to get this. Okay. So, to, I guess, make it available for you, we're doing the Second Chance campaign and offering some new content, new covers, some new material. And we're going to have, we have a contest where we're featuring 3 new pieces of fan art. The first edition has some fan art in it. and this one's going to have 3 brand new pieces.
Okay. See, most people would have said, yeah, you can get the book 1 when we launch book 2. It'll be like an add-on. It'll be, second printing. But you're caving into this instant gratification culture. These kids can't wait for their comics.
Well, it's instant for us too, so that's why we did it.
It's a good way, for those to fill space in between issue 1 and issue 2. Plus, we were getting death threats, so they're like, they were threatening to kidnap Dave's cat if we didn't bring back Dragon Rage. So
you got it. Well, you like your cat, Dave?
I love my cat. She's a pain in the tuchus, but
Paulus, Pop Culture Avenger has joined the chat. Welcome, Pop Culture Avenger. And Paulus Arts, realizing that with that art in front of RJ, that the Finch cover needs a statue.
Oh yeah,
so
we really do.
It kind of looks like I'm holding a little statue of her in front of me.
Who wants to do it?
I can connect you with a 3D printer.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, that's what we need. We actually have someone who's been offering to do a 3D print of Dragon Rage, and so we need to get a 3D modeler now to do it. But we one of the things we were thinking about was either a dragon or that Nuri, who's the main character.
Yeah.
Right there. That's right in front of.
Yeah, I think that's the statue he's wanting to see is Nuri right down there.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with in fact, George Peter Gatsis will probably hop into the chat sometime tonight and ask you, where's the digital?
He's the one that's been calling. He's the one that's been calling, and he's like, I want to do a 3D print. We're going to do 3D print. Just get me the artwork. And
yeah, if you check his channel after the show, not now.
Absolutely.
He's been doing streams the last couple of days of fulfillment on his campaign. He's doing the 3D print of the spaceship that was part of it.
Yeah.
And it's huge. And he's showing how it snaps together and fits together smoothly. The guy's he's not just a great 3D designer. He's a good engineer, period. Because the way these things just click together and then something goes through the top and the 3 things cause them to lock together. That's not going to come apart. I'm like, I would never think of that. I'd have 2 pieces smooth with tape around it.
Yeah.
Or glue.
Glue. Yeah, that's the way it works.
He's got, these things dovetail. It's tongue and groove, and it's, we put a lock key.
Well, he's a Renaissance man.
He's like the guy. Yeah, the guy who did Transformers. The Japanese artist who actually figured out how they transform and how they actually function.
Yeah.
He's the guy that designed them. And he's got that kind of mind,
I saw Transformer cosplay at a convention. Everybody's probably seen it by now because I think people have done it before and on YouTube. But he was walking around. He looked like an Autobot of some kind, and then he got down on his knees and brought his arms under him and folded them up, and he turned into a car.
Whoa!
And then he stood back up, and he was a robot again.
Wow!
And it was wheels, and like you could push him, and he just.
I'm waiting for Tesla to be able to do that, make that make that possible.
It'd be a Tesla exoskeleton. So we'll just fold up, and I'm driving to work. The car is me, and I'm the car.
He's probably got one in his house already.
Oh yeah, Tesla, I'm sure.
It's his has a rocket launcher on the back, so he can go straight to Mars himself.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's got SpaceX. Yeah.
Well, this is the campaign in question, and for folks who are wanting to jump on this train, the link is in the chat. Not in the chat. It's not in the chat. It's in the description below the video. So that will open up an entirely new window. You're completely welcome to do this while we're talking. You don't have to wait till after the video's over, because let's face it, you'll go somewhere else and forget. So do it now. Get in there and do it now. And you have a video on the page, so we'll just get that right out of the way right now and play it.
Yeah.
This is high-speed internet.
It's frozen on my screen. I'm not sure if on yours, if you guys are.
Very, very nice. Jimmy, did you do that font for the title logo?
Yes, I designed the title logo and the entire video. Yeah.
Oh, you did the video too.
Yes. Yeah.
Very,
Everything's
very
in.
cool.
We do.
I liked all those effects on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a lot of work. A lot of work too. A lot of time.
Yeah. All the videos I do in PowerPoint. That's the extent of my doing stuff.
Oh.
And I'm not sure, but I think you've just gone up again.
We did. I just looked at it. We're at 2981.
Oh wow! All right.
We're almost at $3,000. Yeah.
We've had we have our shake and bake moment then. All this early in the show. That's nice. Here we got a shake and bake.
Shake and bake, and I help. Shake and bake, and I help.
Yeah. Thank you so much, whoever backed that. That's dude. We are so grateful for every backer. You know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So what do we have here? Oh, you got a countdown going here, man. This is pressure is on. I'm feeling pushed here.
If our campaign drops below 40 miles per hour, it blows up. So got to keep it moving, guys.
We're sending a dragon.
That would be a cool kind of countdown. Like, how many backers have you had per hour? And then just say, hey, if it gets below so many backers per hour, we're gonna.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We're gonna kill it.
Wow.
Pull the plug on the campaign.
If we haven't had, if we get less than 3 backers per hour or 6 backers per day or whatever, the campaign's over. We'll keep going as long as you're buying.
We've been doing pretty good so far. 54 backers. That's not bad.
Yeah, we're really good. It was still within our. I think we just completed 24 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not bad. Not bad.
So the big draw for this campaign is that there are 4 covers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this is cover number 1. I guess I didn't realize the last time. I thought this guy was wearing armor, shoulder armor. He actually has dragon arms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dragon arms. He's kind of evolved and changed each time. Jazz Singh and David Finch have drawn the character. We've added just kind of little things and tweaked it a little bit. And he's always had dragon arms scales, but the way that I drew him the first time and the way the colorist colored it, it did look a little bit like armor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I remembering somebody else's campaign entirely, or is this the story where if you go dragon, it's harder and harder to come back from being dragon?
That's accurate. That's Nuri, the girl there. She has she turns into a dragon, and it's not anything that we've hit on in the first issue, but it's not giving away anything to say that as the story progresses, that's one of the points that comes up. Each time she turns into a dragon, it's less and less of her humanity. And that becomes an important part of the story.
And that's what I was thinking was happening to this guy here, was that he'd done it so many times that he's retaining dragon, and pretty soon he'll go full dragon. You never go full dragon.
Oh, you mean like Brundlefly or something? He'll be
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, he's a character who is like a hybrid. He's part dragon, part human. Now
this is the Jazz Singh is doing this one, and it's $25 US to get that cover. This is 36-page story plus the fan art, so it's going to be like about 40 pages, 40 or 40 something, right?
No, it's 36 total. With everything all in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And it does have a 5-page backstory, so there's 2 stories in here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then the second book is the. I've got a huge question. I haven't got to the picture yet to even get to it. David Finch is doing another cover.
Yeah, he did it for us on a stream that he did last week. He surprised Jimmy and I both because, when we did the Second Chance campaign, we had already said, well, look, everybody who backed the first campaign, there's a David Finch cover. It's an exclusive, and we're going to do a Second Chance campaign. We're not going to run the Finch cover again. And, he stepped in and said, oh, yeah, you will. And he drew us. He said, I want to draw this guy. He said, what's his name, Jimmy? And is it Lego? No, it's Thrago. So he drew Thrago for us, and now we have another David Finch cover.
And he drew it live.
Yeah.
Wow. And the thing is that, Nuri is on a rock in a pose, and Drago is on a rock in a pose. So now you actually have to have two 3D prints done up.
Yeah,
and
but I'm pretty sure that's because Dave doesn't like to draw feet. That's why he's on a rock.
He's taking the Rob Liefeld school of.
We like to tease him, but no, I mean I love it. I love the design, and I think it maybe he had the idea as well. Like, hey, these things could be bookmarks or bookends.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Flat backs and bookends for your comic book collection. Your crowdfunding set is just
that'd be awesome.
In fact, here I go spending other people's money again. Okay. Just have one base platform with Drago on one side, Nuri on the other, and standing up in the middle, three-dimensional depth, the logo itself. And then you can put books behind it, of course, but it's going to say Dragon Rage across the middle. That
is an awesome idea. Yeah. Yeah. Nuri on one end and Drago on the other. And Dragon Rage, I love it.
You could sell them separate, and if you buy them both together, you'll get the little base mount to put them on. So
yeah, I like that.
Make it happen. I have no idea how that works. you can get George to figure that one out. And then Jimmy actually does work, right? Yeah, you work on this too, man. So we have your cover here.
It's both Nuri and her humans and her dragon side of her.
I was going to ask if that was her dragon side or if that was like an opponent, which isn't necessarily exclusive of each other, given the nature of the dragoning that goes on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
I love these split face covers when they do that.
Yeah, and I thought the sword right in the middle would be a good way to split the image and still staying with the theme and a good design.
Oh yeah, it's very cool. Only one I never liked was Spider-Man. Whenever it was like half Spider-Man and half Peter Parker.
Yeah,
it accentuated how much his nose disappeared whenever he put his Spider-Man mask on.
Yeah,
it's like, wait, it's just flat now. Peter Parker had a pug nose,
and we got a little creative. We put the logo on the kilt of the sword. Right before it.
And this is now, is the Cradle of Embers just this one book, or is it like the story arc?
Yeah, that's the name of this issue right here. In fact, we announced earlier the issue number 2. The title of that one is going to be The Bloody Fate of Kings. So Cradle of Embers, I thought that would be a good place to start, considering that she's born of fire, and that's where the inspiration for the title came from.
You start putting up, a Cradle of Embers and bloody, and you're going to start having people think that George R.R. Martin is consulting behind the scenes on all this. I've seen those subtitles before.
Yeah, either there, he's going to take them.
Familiar.
Yeah, these guys are nobodies.
Also, DM'd you over the artwork for the second book, and like Dave said, we announced it today. We just released today what the title is for the second book. And so the logo always remains the same, Dragon Rage, so people can find it. But that little iron bar at the bottom, that's where the subtitle goes for the story for each issue.
And there we have the cover art for The Bloody Fate of Kings. Martin's just gonna now he knows what to call the next book, so he can get to work on it.
Hey, look, if Martin wants to hand me some money, I'll be more than happy to collaborate with him.
I
Yeah.
want to buy your title.
So this is actually just one of the covers for issue 2. There's going to be more covers. Of course, Jazz Singh is coming back doing more covers. We're always open to whatever Dave wants to do. Dave just when he tells us when he wants to do a cover. So
Yeah.
You guys have to do another book. I've got a cover coming out.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I'd be happy to work that way. If David Finch wants to keep drawing covers for us, I'll write whatever he needs.
yeah.
So you got 2 Jazz Singh covers. This is the
Yes.
this is the second of them among the 4. So
Yeah, Jazz is just an amazing young artist. He's in his early 20s and just I can't believe how skilled he is.
he'll only get better.
Yeah.
So it's $25 for the Jazz Singh cover of the pair of characters and their pet. 20. Jimmy's undervaluing himself again. $20 for the Jimmy Reyes variant.
Yeah, that
This
one's
is what No, go ahead. Tell me what's going on with this one.
Oh, the reason for that is that I want to make a tier that's just a little lower to kind of help people that are on the fence on deciding whether or not to try out the book, and I don't want to take away from the value that these other artists, the hard work they've put in. So I made mine. I don't need to be the most expensive cover. So to me, I didn't mind marking mine down as the entry level cover.
Okay.
Into Dragon Rage.
You're the mainstream cover. Everyone else is a variant.
Pretty much, yeah. Mainstream cover. That's what it is. Yeah. I tried to sound humble, but really, to be honest, it's the ego. I'm the main cover. You guys.
Exactly. Yeah, you're the main cover. Okay, I finally figured out what's going on with this one here because I'm like, why would I spend $20 for one book when I could spend $20 for 4 books? But these are prints, not the print book, but
That's
actual 11 by 17. 11 by 17 is huge.
Yeah, they're full color posters, really thick, good quality paper, and they're glossy. They're really nice. Jimmy's got a couple of them framed behind him. He did a video recently on how to pick up really affordable frames. They're like $5, and they're 11 by 17. They fit these things perfectly, and they look really, really good when they're all framed up.
Yeah, well, my wife and I went out to Walmart and I found these frames, and I've been using them for years now. And I thought, well, I'd share it now. Now that we got these prints, I'd share with everyone what they can do with these prints. And I didn't know that video was going to become the #1 video on our YouTube channel. And Dave says it's credited to the fact that my wife is showing her backside as she's hanging up the frame for me.
Her butt. That's what he's trying to say. It's like, yeah, it's a nice, because she's hanging up the frame. So, of course, that's the image that you see, but it's also very useful too, because
the back is arched, the front is thrust out.
She did. She did all of that.
We're talking about Jimmy's wife here. Come on.
we're not saying anything that she wouldn't say herself. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Look, Jimmy's the one that made the video. He did it on purpose.
I got to get a frame that fits a comic book backer because I've got this print here from the Rascals. This is the only one of its kind. It was the only one of its tier. So this just came in the other day.
Wow,
and I'm looking forward to getting. Cool. Yeah, they got a great book, and I love the cover they did for it. By the way.
That is awesome! Yeah. I love the design. It's got such a '60s like Beatles.
Yeah, well, they're a punk band, and wow. Kurt Spurging, he's done work for Cartoon Network before, so they're going to take that and do all kinds of animation with it.
Wow,
we hope to see.
I was going to say that almost looked like Gumball or something. The Amazing World of Gumball.
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah.
Except it's more fun to watch or read. My kid got into Gumball. I'm like, what are we watching? and I tried to, Cartoon Network's got a lot to answer for. I sat down and tried to watch the Mitchells versus the Machines. I'm like, a new 3D, animated movie kind of thingy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I watched like the first third of it, and I said, okay, I know how this is going. And all the kids had bean mouth, the whole
Yeah.
It's CalArts in 3D. I'm like, no, it's bad enough 2D. Don't go 3D on this, please. Herwenberg's looking for a web presence for Jazz Sing because, which if he can't find it, I'm pretty sure that there is none because Herwenberg is our Google.
So look, it's time for us to come clean on this whole thing. We've been kind of telling everybody about Jazz Sing for some time now. Jazz Sing isn't one person. He's actually a collective. We hired a whole bunch of people to call themselves Jazz Sing and produce this amazing artwork. So that's why you can't find an internet presence. It's a cabal of fantastic artists, including
Jazz Sing Incorporated.
Yeah, Dave Finch is one of them, and so that's why the artwork is so similar. So that's what's really going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Jazz Sing only has Instagram. He's actually he's a young artist in his 20s, but he's actually not. He's one of those that just is living life. He's not living it on social media.
He's very private.
Very private. He's very private, and he's a very nice young man, and he just doesn't really need to be part of social media. And
so it'll change your life if you get away from it. I think Kate Leth tweeted sometime early today, said, for the past 3 days, I've taken a 2-hour walk in the woods, and now I want to do nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Jazz Sing. He doesn't spend his time online. He's spending a lot of it, drawing and with family. So I admire him for that. But yeah, he's on Instagram as Jazz S Inks or something like that on Instagram. So if you get to find him there, Herwin Berg. Is it Berg?
Like Pittsburgh with heroines, which is exactly
Heroinsburg. Sorry, I'm trying to look at it on the end of the monitor over here, and I see half of it. Plus, I got my bright lights over here. Can't see that corner of the monitor.
I don't have my ring light on yet. Doesn't help. But I spent money on it. I spent like $8 on this little tiny ring light, and all it does is if I put it where it's supposed to be, it just draws 2 light circles in my eyes, and it's like, the power of Christ compels.
Oh yeah, like the vampire or something,
Yeah. Meanwhile, I spent like $4 on this that you could kill somebody with. Just a clip mount for my phone camera.
It almost looks like that thing from Prometheus. Remember the I can't remember what they called it, the hammerpede or whatever they called it, the little snake thing that they first started messing with.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going off on a tangent here.
Tangents are good. I mean, this thing is like, just bend it however you want, and you got to put like 80 pounds of pressure on the clip to make it open up. Wow. But that's for maybe later tonight if I do it. I've got some packing lists I've got to figure out how to do.
Hey, RJ, maybe that was a piece of exercise equipment. Ooh. Maybe that's not a camera mount. Maybe you got the wrong thing.
I know, right? It
really makes my hand hurt. But I'd like to do these Lego builds every once in a while. And I picked this one up largely because it's the only one that has a Cara Dune minifig in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no way, Cara Dune?
Very cool. And Lego has retired it because it's just not popular. I mean,
wow.
No.
They've almost retired the character too.
Yes. Well, and they might bring her back.
They might bring her back. Yeah.
it's all rumor and who knows what. 4 prints, $20, 11x17, would look great in metal, but they're not. They're just thick paper.
Someday, though, if they help us get that funding, get us, we're limited in what we can do based off of funding. But
everybody's doing that.
Yeah, I would love to. We've actually started talking to a company about the metal prints, and I would love to. Right now, it's just we're going with what we're trying to keep the campaign affordable for everybody. Introduce them to Dragon Rage.
The Dragon Rage frontispiece on the stand for the 2 statues will just be a piece of brass with Dragon Rage punched out of it, so it's like you hollow through it, and it just sits there. It's easy to do. Speaking of metal, here's the guy who does it. It's Phoenix Animation in the chat.
Nice.
Oh, I saw his prints. He's one of the guys that now that we're thinking metal prints, I saw he did a metal print card, and he kind of cut the edge off of it. And I saw that. I went, whoa, here's another guy, somebody we got to add to the list that we're going to start talking to about metal prints.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Here is the David Finch cover for $25. again, very cool. The one that would look like a good companion statue to the first one. And
would make a great
yes,
metal print.
Yeah,
All that color,
yes.
and the fire.
Oh yeah,
And the fire.
oh yeah. It would reflect very nicely. Somebody's going to start figuring out. I know it can be done. Someone's going to take their metal printing and they're going to start doing hologram printing. And then that fire is really going to crackle and pop and do all kinds of cool stuff.
Articulate and stuff, or whatever they call that. Not articulate, but when they
lenticular.
Yeah, the lenticular.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the way.
That would be cool.
Lenticulate. It'll lenticulate.
Lenticulate. Yeah. See, this is why I should hang out with writers more often.
That sounds dirty.
It does.
Phoenix is saying he can also do double-sided. So,
dude, we got to get in contact because
Yeah,
campaign 2. Hopefully, we'll have the budget by campaign 2. I would love to be able to have some metal prints.
you do a double-sided when you punch a hole in the top, you hang it by a fishing wire, and then it's like, spinning around in your comic shop, showing
Art.
both sides.
One's Nuri and one's her as a dragon or a Drago, and you decide which side you want to hang up. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you grab it by the bottom, you spin it real fast, you can just see her change.
Oh, yeah. That would be awesome.
And here's the fourth book of the set. I don't know if it's a set, but it's the fourth different book you can get of the same book. And it's Jazz Singh's other variant copy.
Yes.
And of course, you can just get all 4 of the books and the prints. So get all 4 books, all 4 cover prints, $115.
And that right there, the Golden Dragon pack, is actually our most popular package. But we had to make some changes and adjustments to the information that we put. And so we had to put it back on there. And we just put it on there. And now it's already, someone's already claimed it. But it's very popular. There actually is a lot more backers listed on that, but we had to reset.
Oh yeah, I think you have a. I'm surprised it didn't just come down here and say sold out, but but that's not all. Tell us more, Don Pardo. You can also get an original sketch by Jazz. There's only going to be one, and I'm going to guess it's going to be a Dragon Rage sketch. Why would you get anything else right now? You're getting it with this project. Of course, you want him to draw Dragon Rage character.
It's going to be Dragon Rage characters. It's going to be on the first print of the Dragon Rage comic. It's actually high quality gloss interior. It's cardstock Strathmore, and it's going to be an original Jazz Singh sketch of one of the Dragon Rage characters. Yeah,
very, very cool. And of course, this is not the final art. It says so right there because it's going to be personalized. So of course, it's going to be that. You could have got one by Jimmy Reyes, but he's done his work now, so he's out of it. He's just going to go on streams now and chat.
Hey, and that one sold out within about 5 minutes of us putting it up. By the way,
I was so shocked.
As well as
Thank you.
So we have the interior art for people who didn't really get to see the story the first time around. Now, Jimmy, you're doing all the interior art, right? You're not like
I did primarily. It's me. There are 3 pages in there. Jazz Singh did come in and do 3 pages on issue 1, and issue 2 he's actually going to do more pages.
Yeah, everybody's doing variant covers. I would love to see some comic company just do all the book. They have all the same cover, but they have variant interiors.
Variant interior, yeah.
Every panel is a different artist.
You can get the story. Well, you can get the whole story drawn by Jimmy Reyes, or you can get this other one. It's the same cover, but you can get the whole story done by Jazz Singh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that. Okay, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
You can buy them both and
cool.
just kind of read them in parallel to see how they drew it different. That would be crazy insane. Plus, you'd have to open the book all the time to see which one you got. I don't know. But what's going on? What's going on in the story here? I mean, is this? There's a shipwreck going on. How does this start things off?
So to kind of give you a little inside scoop, you're a writer, correct? So I can actually speak with a writer. It's so nice because most of the time I'm speaking to artists and I'll talk for about 3 sentences and everybody checks out. So just to give you a little inside scoop on this, we wanted to we didn't want to tell a whole lot of backstory. We wanted to just kind of put people right in the middle of the story and just kind of go right away. And I figured one of the best ways to do that is to have an action scene right up front, and then have a character kind of telling his story, so to speak. And that's what's happening here in the beginning. But the overall gist of the story is, there's an attack. And the character Thrago finds out about it, and in his mind, he didn't think that there were any dragons left, and so he's like, "Wait a minute, what's going on? How is there a dragon around?" And so he's going to set off to find out what's going on. But in the meantime, we've got this character Nuri, who she's a young girl who she obviously can turn into a dragon. And she's being used by the kingdom she lives in as a weapon. So instead of them, just burning her at the stake or something, they said, you know what, this might be useful. So much in the same way that we have, nuclear weapons or a nuclear deterrent, they kind of use her for that purpose. And for right now, she's kind of fine with it, because previously, being an orphan, she was kind of like a servant of the kingdom, and now she's got this really nice, huge barn that she lives in, and she gets fed all the time, and nobody messes with her, because if they do, she could turn into a dragon and, French fry him or whatever. So she's kind of living her best life right now. But yeah, all of that's about to change really soon. Her world's about to be upended, and plot happens.
Are all plot happens? Are all dragons in your world here the switch back and forth kind, or is Nuri sort of a dracanthropy kind of person?
So, wow, Jimmy, write that down quick. Dracanthropy. The thing is, really, in this world, there were dragons at one time. I mean, there weren't a whole bunch of them, but there were a few. And now they live in a world where, nobody ever really sees dragons anymore. And she is an anomaly in the sense that among the dragons, there aren't very many at all. Dragons are legend now, and among the legends, she's a legend because she's just an exception to the rule. It happens so infrequently. It has been known to exist before, and she's probably one that's come along in the past, 5,000 years or so.
And that's a rare thing in human terms. Dragons live a lot longer, though. So is 5,000 years a big deal to a dragon? Or
yeah, in this world, it would be somewhat of a big deal. The biggest thing about this world and just the idea that we had is we want to take like a version of dragons and kind of turn it on its head a little bit, because when you say dragon, I think people have kind of a preconceived notion, whether it's the dragons from something like Game of Thrones or Reign of Fire, or even going back to a movie like Dragon Slayer with Vermithax Pejorative, who's my favorite dragon, by the way. We kind of wanted to do something a little different in the storytelling and the idea. So, it's about taking expectations that you have and turning them on their head, not like in a Last Jedi way, but more like an organic storytelling way that I think is going to make it fresh and interesting, because that's what we want to do. We don't want to just tell a cookie cutter story about dragons,
Yeah, because dragons can, not to make a pun out of it, but you can have dragon burnout because they're always the same thing. They're big lizards that breathe fire. I think, I used to get excited about playing D&D way back in the day, because that was the first time I was seeing somebody do something different with dragons. Like, oh, wait, this one breathes acid, and this one blows out something else. And I'm like, oh, these dragons this one's got multiple heads. Yeah. They were cool again. But yeah, now they're all like, they're all dragon heart, kind of, big green smog.
Yeah, smog. So obviously we're going to have a few of the, similar concepts in the fact that we have dragons that can talk. We have, dragons, obviously, as you can see here, that can breathe fire. But I think it's what we do with them in the terms of the storytelling and the emotional content that we have here, where there's a condition that some dragons have, and where the title comes from, DRAGONRAGE, where the dragons just kind of lose sight of any semblance of politics that they might have, to put it, in I guess an easy to grasp word. But for the most part, previously the dragons and the humans got along great. It's not like in other stories where the dragons are constantly attacking humans and things. It was a time when they, lived in harmony. But again, plot happens, and
One of them goes nuts.
And kind of also that also is kind of leading towards the question that we have from Heroin, is that the reason why Nori just didn't take over the kingdom is that with this is Dragon Rage, and each time Nori becomes a dragon, she runs the risk of becoming less and less human. And
exactly, there's another side to it too, where something that I thought about from the very beginning is a story that I'd heard once about, and it may be an apocryphal story, but it's, an elephant that had been chained by its leg for so long that they could replace the chain with a piece of string and the elephant wouldn't break it, because the elephant didn't know any better. This is a girl who, up until just very recently, was just a normal girl who was a servant in the kingdom. And she's only recently gained her powers, the ability to turn into a dragon. And I don't know that she's really had enough life experience or anything else to think along those lines yet. So, the idea will come along one day, I'm sure, where she's like, I could gain my freedom and get out of here. But for right now, again, I think she's getting something out of it as well. I don't know that she sees a world outside of where she is just yet.
Yeah, she's got safety and comfort, and she's happy with that. But yeah, God, turning into the dragon every time, it's kind of like back in the 70s, whenever Wolverine would get in a fight, there was always that risk of going into a berserker rage, and then even the X-Men couldn't stop him because he'd hurt them.
That's kind of what we're facing with Nuri. Yeah. But I've got to run off and get the better half here. Jimmy. But Dave, good man here, he's going to take over. Plus, he can give you guys a lot more information than I can. I'd have to do these interviews by drawing you pictures.
Well, we should do that when you have more time. We'll just give you a second camera.
I'd love to
draw stuff.
And plus, it gives us a chance to talk about Jimmy. So
yes, exactly. All right.
Yeah.
New stream starting right now. Jimmy, take care, man. We'll
thank you so much. Thank you, everybody watching, and thank you for that backer that we got earlier here, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
So I'm sitting here looking at this first page here, and seeing that they're out at sea, and out of the ocean comes this giant green lizard that breathes fire. And I'm thinking, if I'm a human, I'm going to go look for a great big frickin' monkey.
Yeah.
maybe like a 6-gun gorilla, only a 6-story 6-gun gorilla to get into a fight with him. That would be kind of original. No.
Yeah, that would be super original. I couldn't imagine anybody. And then what we could also do is we could have the people cobble together and smelt a whole bunch of metal, and then make a metal version of the lizard.
Oh, but you know what? That would actually be cool in medieval time stuff, because it would be like a Trojan dragon.
Yeah, Trojan lizard or something. Yeah.
Yes, Heidelberg, we already had the shake and bake moment within the first 5 to 7 minutes of the show.
I know, we're almost at 3,000, so that was awesome.
And I'll give it another quick refresh. Maybe we had some more. That would be great if we did. It's harder to track on Kickstarter, because that one you don't have to refresh the page to update it. It just does it for you.
Oh, right.
And you're like, wait, did it change? No, it did not change since the last change. But
that's okay.
It would be cool to see it hit 3,000. I jumped all the way down to the bottom. I don't want to do that, because I want to get past the part of the story here. This is the barn where Nori sleeps. Now, she's comfortable having no blanket, no bed. I mean, she's literally sleeping in the barn.
Yeah, and we did that for a reason too. Obviously, though. In my mind, that's where she is now. She's very comfortable kind of transitioning back and forth. She's become accustomed to it. It's not painful for her. I mean, it's just something that happens. But I like the way that Jimmy did this page here, because obviously clothes would be a hindrance for him. We wanted to try to figure out a way to do it where it's not gratuitous and it doesn't turn cheesecake, because we don't want it to be that, but we still want to acknowledge the reality of it. And so she doesn't, she tends to wear a lot of things that are kind of loose that she can slip off pretty quickly if she needs to.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, you're going to get ripped anyway.
Yeah, and if you can see where Jimmy handles it really artistically and very tastefully.
Yeah, she's showing off what she's got without showing off what she's got.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's sexy without being sexual.
Yep.
And you still get the not only the notion that she's naked and pretty, but she's also free-spirited, doesn't really care that she's naked in front of this guy. She's not trying to hide anything. She's just like, yeah, this is what I am.
That character right there is someone that she has grown up with, and it's someone that she trusts, obviously, because in the story we have in there, he's the one that he brings her food and things like that, and some of the other guards aren't necessarily too hip on getting in her space. But yeah, you're 100% correct. She's kind of a free spirit, and having grown up being a servant, it wasn't always that way. I don't think she sees herself as being pretty or attractive. I think she just sees herself as just a commoner, just someone who there's nothing special about her.
She can afford the hair dye.
That's her natural hair color. That's what happens.
Oh,
that becomes a story point later on too. Actually, we just did it for the branding because it's the page 1 pink, so that's what we forced her to do it. She's contractually bound to keep her hair that color.
And whatever dragons eat, it's apparently not these little rodents, because this is.
So it's funny you say that, but what I'll tell you is that's a little fennec fox. His name is Jack, and there is the 5-page backup story or backstory is actually deals with that very thing.
Oh, with her not eating fennec foxes.
Kind of, yeah.
I'll
say that it's a story that doesn't go where you expect it to go, and it's a little tragic. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's sad. We'll have to get that now to find out. We've got, of course, the teaser for the next issue, which when do we get the next issue?
So I'm in the process of writing it now. We're going to do a 3-page teaser in this second chance. So anyone who backs this campaign right here, you're going to get the first 3 pages. And like I said, we're working on the second issue now. I'm not sure. Jimmy and I had an idea that we want to try to put this story out quarterly if we could. And like I said, really what we're gearing up to is maybe after the first 4 issues, I think we're going to put out a trade. And we're just going to try to keep it rolling.
It's hard to keep a schedule when it's, the company is you. You don't have a whole team of people. You got 2 people doing stuff here.
But I will tell you that we've imposed schedules on ourselves. Like, for example, when we launched this campaign in October, we finished the campaign in November, and then 6 months later, we had it all completely fulfilled, everything out the door, and we in my opinion, I think we did a pretty quick turnaround time on fulfillment, and we did it, because we didn't want to be. I don't know how you feel about fulfillment, Indiegogo campaigns, things like that, in terms of seeing people who their campaigns are still a year, 2 years out, and they haven't had any movement on it. But I didn't want to do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're just saying earlier that you wanted to do this like quarterly, and now obviously it took 6 months for the first one. That's why I'm saying it's hard to do.
It is.
If you were going to do it quarterly, then having just fulfilled the first one 2 months ago, you'd have already had the campaign up for number 2. And I think that's good. I think that's good right now that you haven't, because you hadn't fulfilled the first one. I think going to a quarterly schedule is better after number 2, because having fulfilled, then it's okay to finish number 2, not yet have it fulfilled, kick off number 3, because they know you fulfilled number 1, and there's sort of a trust build up that yes, issue number 2 is going to be fulfilled. Now it's got to have the overlap of fulfillment of previous and the kickoff of the next, if you're going to have any kind of rapid turnaround at all.
Yeah, we agree with that 100%. I think that's kind of the strategy we're employing. We want to, you know, so really with the second chance campaign, another reason for that is we wanted to show people what we're about. We wanted to show people that we stick to our guns on things. And we originally, like I said, we weren't going to offer a David Finch cover, but he stepped in and said, look, man, I'm going to draw this thing for you. So I'm not going to turn that down. And if people out there knew that he drew a cover for us and we didn't print it, they would probably, come and take us out. So, but we did do some things like we said we were only going to run the campaign 30 days for the first one. We're only going to do it for 30 days for this one. And we mean it. If you miss out on it, then, the train's going to keep rolling. So that's why we have the countdown on there, just to let everybody know we're serious about it. But yeah, we do want to be a company that's known for, being trustworthy and giving people 100% of what they back and then some,
Now, everybody who does back this one, they're going to get the free bookmark, and this is, both. It's double-sided. That's basically pretty clear here. That's going to have one thing on one side and this on the back.
That's right.
And page one comics, easily Googleable. So,
and we also give away all kinds of other freebies. The first campaign, we gave away posters and we gave away stickers, buttons, all kinds of things, trading cards. I
have a Dragon Rage sticker right there on the back of my laptop lid.
Oh, nice.
It's getting kind of crowded there now, but because you remember that Rascals thing I showed you just a second ago?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, they went nuts. And I'm going to go to the art district where I'm at and start putting these around, because they had their Rascals stickers like this, and then they had bumper stickers.
Oh wow, yeah.
so I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to put these on bus stop benches and phone booth walls and see how many people are like, okay, well, where are they playing?
So I want to tell you what I appreciate about their stickers. I come from, back in the day when I was younger, I was in bands and things. And, a lot of the bands all did the same thing where they would have like a black sticker with white letters because it was the cheapest thing to get. And they all look exactly the same. And a lot of times it would be a font or a typeset that you couldn't really read what it was. And the thing immediately that I appreciate about their sticker is that it's not that. It's 100% different, and it's kind of interesting in its appearance. So
very easy to
good
read.
On
it
them.
Doesn't have to look like graffiti, and it doesn't have to look like something so gothic that it took a monk to pen it up.
Yeah,
yeah. I hate the ones where like, is that a D or an O?
Oh yeah. Like the Norwegian black metal bands where you can't, their logos look like lightning strikes or something. You can't read what it is.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. So, gosh, we've seen it. There it is. 4 different options, as well as the option of all 4, and the option for prints. Now, do you have any of this available as add-ons? Are you taking advantage of Indiegogo's capability for that?
Every bit of it. So everything with the exception of the Golden Dragon package, which is everything anyway. Everything is available as an add-on. And the great thing is that the prints, for example, if you were to select individual prints, they don't add any postage. The comics add postage, but we really reduced it. Something that I learned because it was our very first campaign and I didn't know any better. And since I did all the fulfillment, I saw how much postage was. I got a chance to really see, hey, we go to ship something, postage could be, $30.
Yes.
And that was a little bit of an eye opener for me.
That's where we come in.
Yeah.
Critical Blast Logistics.
I'm going to tell you what, man, it was a little bit of a shocker. The thing that I guess balanced it out was we had a lot of packages that shipped here in the US where they were less than $5. But we had a good handful that were well over the 20 that we had, set aside for the overseas.
Well, you heard it here first, folks, that you add on a print, it adds no postage. So just go get 100 of them at the add-on thing because they're free. No, the but you can pick a quantity on that thing, and it surely must, add postage at some point. So,
well, here's what I'll say: if somebody wants to buy 100 of those prints, I'll be more than happy to pay the postage for it.
yeah, because they're not like they're a nickel a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on doing packing lists for one of our clients who's taking advantage of our consulting and the logistics stuff. And we're not doing the shipping on this. We're just creating the packing lists.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found is that if you've ever had Indiegogo, were they doing the add-ons when you did the first one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't like what Indiegogo does with add-ons, because you get the spreadsheet back, and it's like if you picked a tier, you got your line on the CSV, and it's like name and address and shipping and all that stuff, and item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5, all the way down to item 8. However many items you put on that tier, they're all there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then of course the cost. Well, if you bid an add-on, guess what they do? They take the cost of the add-on, they add it to the cost at the end of that line, but they make a second line for the one item. Same order number, same sequence number, same name, just another, like, oh, well, that just totally threw off the whole grouping structure I had going in the database. So I'm like, well, now I've got to take a vertical tier, I've got to turn it into a horizontal tier, turn it into a vertical silo, it's like Access just isn't enough to do this now. Now I've got to go out and get Microsoft SQL Server and reporting services, and I just put everybody to sleep.
The good thing for what we did on our campaign, we had I think we had 260 backers, something like that on the last one. So it wasn't overwhelming. But I did pretty much all of it right here in my house, right where I'm sitting. I just set up a table in here and threw all the comics down, and I developed a system for it, and just kind of became an assembly line. I had some assistants. My wife helped me some. We had some friends that helped. But for the most part, I just sat here for probably a good 2 weeks, 4 to 5 hours every night, and cranked it all out, got it all done.
Yeah, if you can get them into all of these are the same and all of these are the same, then it's like, it's mindless. You just get them all done in one set, print your labels, do the next set, print your labels.
Yeah.
That's why I like doing it. It's mindless.
It really is. It's almost like cutting grass or something, where it's like you fall into a rhythm of it, and then you can kind of preoccupy your mind with something else. And it wasn't horrible. It was actually kind of nice, because each one of the packages that I did, it's one more person where I could look at it and say, wow, this person's in New Zealand and they're going to read my story. It was really nice. And it was also cool because I would grab a couple of boxes here and there and drop an extra comic book or something in there for them,
Oh, yeah, to reward the overseas backers, because they are paying so much more in shipping.
And just in general, we kind of said that from the beginning. We ran, we have a black and white artist edition of the first volume that came out, and
I remember
we threw those in for people here and there, extra posters, extra buttons, just freebies, just to thank everybody.
All right, well, Dave, is there anything else about this that we should tell people? This is just a 30-day campaign, right? This is not like 30 and then 30 more.
Nope. No, just like we did the first time around, we're only going to do it for 30 days. So if you're interested in this at all, please go back it and note that timer, because it's for real. It's if you back the first campaign, we really, really appreciate it. If you're one of those people that you like collecting comics for the covers and things, we are offering 4 new covers, and again, one of them is a Dave Finch, and it's going to be a limited run. We only did a handful of the first, and we aren't going to print any more of those, so it's already out of print, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. It's a chance for you to get something if you're a Dave Finch fan. That's an exclusive, and it's rare. If you're a fan of Jimmy's, this is, I think, his first comic that's all pretty much his art, pencils and inks. And it's my first full-length comic as well.
All right, well, the story looks intriguing. Jimmy's sequentials are solid. Those interior pages, they flowed well. That whole, the shipwreck, the dragon attack. You get a lot of people who can draw comic art, that can't draw comics,
Right.
Because it's more than just the scene that you're drawing. You've got to make those scenes connect, and they've got to be in a position where, in the reader's mind, I go from here to here, and the story flows. I get the movie in my head where I'm stitching it together. That's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you can tell it's just look, nope, it's a pose, it's another pose, there's another pose.
We see a lot of artists where you look at it and go, this artist would be a fantastic cover artist, but then when they go to do the sequentials, it's like the difference between a karaoke singer who can duplicate somebody else's melody, or a singer who can actually come up with a melody that makes you remember the song. Two different things.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, folks, if you missed it the first time, this is your second chance. The link is in the description below. Be sure to click on that. Go out there and get this thing over $3,000 tonight. It only takes one more backer at this point. We are, I'm just giving it a quick refresh, and if I have to bring it up on the screen, I will. No, still at $29.81. One more backer will definitely put that. Just a $20 backing will put that thing at $3,001. So get out there and get that. Dave, appreciate you being on the show.
We appreciate you having us. Thank you so much.
Please pass that along to Jimmy as well. That we enjoyed talking with both of you. I have a mouse in my pocket. Apparently, I go plural sometimes. My pronouns are we and us.
That's okay.
Everyone in the chat, also, we enjoyed having you here. We don't have a show without you. We always say that. And